Right now, you're probably looking at a smooth piece of glass, your phone screen. If you want to pause something, you simply tap it. If you want to scroll, you swipe. We do these tiny actions hundreds of times every day without even thinking about them. But have you ever stopped and wondered, how does a solid sheet of glass know exactly what you're doing? It almost feels like modern magic, a perfect example of 21st century technology. Yet here's something surprising. The core technology behind your smartphone's touchscreen was actually created before the first moon landing. Welcome to Curious Explanations. Today, we're exploring the invisible electrical interaction happening right beneath your fingertips. So, how do touchscreens actually work? To understand this, we need to travel back to 1965, long before Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone to the world. A British engineer named E.A. Johnson was working on a solution for air traffic controllers. They needed a faster and more intuitive way to interact with the radar screens they used to monitor aircraft. Johnson's solution was remarkably clever. He coated a glass panel with a very thin layer of copper, creating what became the world's first capacitive touchscreen. It was large and could only detect one touch at a time, but the fundamental principle behind it is exactly the same technology used in the smartphone you carry today. And surprisingly, that technology depends on a very unexpected ingredient: you. You see, there are two main types of touchscreens. Older systems, like the ones found on ATMs, supermarket checkout machines, or the classic Nintendo DS, use something called resistive touch technology. These screens contain two flexible plastic layers. When you press the screen firmly, those layers physically touch each other, completing a circuit. In simple terms, it works almost like pressing a mechanical button. Your smartphone, however, works very differently. Modern phones use capacitive touchscreens, and they don't rely on pressure at all. Instead, they work because your body can conduct electricity. Since the human body contains plenty of water and dissolved salts, electricity can naturally pass through it. Underneath the glass of your phone is an invisible network of extremely tiny wires. These wires constantly hold a very small electrical charge. When your bare finger approaches the screen, it actually draws away a microscopic amount of that charge. Don't worry, you'll never feel it, but your phone detects it instantly. Now, you might be wondering, how can wires exist inside clear glass without being visible? The answer lies in a fascinating material known as indium tin oxide. This special metal alloy is highly conductive, yet it can be made incredibly thin and completely transparent. Because of this, manufacturers can create an invisible grid of conductive lines across the screen. Together, this hidden grid forms a delicate electrostatic field that spreads across the entire surface of the display. When your finger absorbs that tiny amount of electrical charge, it causes a small drop in voltage at a very specific point on the screen's grid. Sensors placed around the edges of the display immediately detect this change. They send a signal to your phone's processor saying, "A tiny bit of electricity just disappeared at coordinate X and Y." The processor then interprets that exact change and turns it into an action: a tap, a swipe, opening an app, or scrolling a page. And the most incredible part? All of this happens in less than a millisecond. So, the next time you send a message, swipe through videos, or double tap a photo, remember, you're not simply pressing a screen, you're actually completing an invisible electrical circuit. In that moment, you're interacting with technology first developed back in the 1960s, powered by a rare transparent metal and even the salt and water inside your own body. If you enjoyed uncovering the science and hidden history behind this everyday technology, don't forget to like the video, share it with a curious friend, and subscribe to Curious Explanations or Fascinating Explanations. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.